Hello, good morning, and good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. I have two North American rye whiskeys. This one's called Old Overholt Rye, and it's the oldest current American rye whiskey. It's been on the market since 1810. Of course, interrupted by Prohibition and whatnot. I think it was one of those medicinal whiskeys sold during Prohibition. Biggest scam, one of the biggest scams in American government history, and there's been many, as we know, many scams. But this is aged 4 years. This is the current version, introduced last year, 2022, although I don't think most stores had it till this year. Aged 4 years, non-chill filtered, 86 proof. Okay. There's Abraham Overholt on the label. His company was started over there in a town close to Pittsburgh. It's out in the country, but it's not too far from Pittsburgh. But they did get bought out by the Beam Company. And eventually their operations were moved to Kentucky, and that distillery was abandoned about 30 years ago. It's just a shell now. I don't know why they didn't demolish it. You would think they still own the land and they'd be liable for injury or whatever. But anyhow, there it is. Won't focus quite. It's got a red cap, twist cap, running at about $19.99 at Walmart, $18.99 at Total Wine and More. Walmart still got the previous version, the 3-year aged, because they're not going to order more until they sell what they've got. I know how Walmart is. All right, here's all right, focus. Alberta Premium Canadian blended rye whiskey. It's a blend of different rye whiskeys though, because it's 100% rye, and they claim on their website it's the world's best-selling 100% rye whiskey. And I guess they have the numbers to back that up. It's 80 proof, 40% alcohol. It says right there. It's aged 5 years. Don't think it says it on the bottle, but it's on the website. They say it's aged at least 5 years. But let's see. 100% rye whiskey. There's maybe Glacier Water. Imported by Alberta Distillers Limited, Chicago, Illinois, product of Canada. It's got this pretty bottle. Alberta Distillers Limited. Okay, well, and I got this at Mathern's. It's a sculpted bottle. I got this at Mathern's, or I should say a molded bottle, but you know what I'm saying. They were trying to sell it for $24.99. They had one bottle. They only ordered one bottle, I guess just as a test to see if anybody would buy it. And I said, well, I'll get it one day if it's still around. Then one day I noticed they had it on discount down to $14.99. Well, I knew it wasn't going to last for $14.99, so I immediately bought it. It's just like, for that price, it's not going to last more than an hour or two. So I bought it, and I'm glad I did. It's pretty good. It's a little bland, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But it has a good flavor. Introduced in 1960, 63 years ago. The company, the distillery, was built in 1946, or, well, I guess opened in 46, right at the end of the World War, the Second World War, or maybe more accurately, the World War Part 2. That should be enough. World War Part 2. Okay. Put that over there. Now we got Old Overholt, the 2022 edition. So it's a darker product, darker. We know they're using new charred oak barrels. So the color's coming from the charred oak. It's not coloring because it's straight rye. Straight rye is not allowed to have coloring added. If it's just rye whiskey, hey, all bets are off. It can have coloring added. I've checked the specs. Oh, well, not the specs. The specific regulations, I should say. Okay, Canadian whiskey is allowed to have flavoring and coloring, so this may or may not have it. I don't know if it has it. They're not going to tell us. You might notice that the Alberta Premium is a little lighter. So I'm not going to glance down. It's still dark outside. It's going to continue to be dark longer every day until Thursday. After Thursday, the days will start becoming longer until they reach their peak of length in the middle of June. Okay. Smells like yeast, like a fermented, like bread. You know, you're about to bake the bread. Yeah. Smell like mint, rye bread crust, rye. That must be the old Overholt 86 proof. That must be the Alberta Premium 80 proof. Now you say, how is it 100% rye if it's blended whiskey? Simple answer. It's a blend of different aged rye whiskeys. See, but the youngest in the blend is 5 years, so we know it's at least 5 years old. Even though there's no age statement on the bottle, the website's telling us it's an age at least 5 years. Be nice if they put the statement on the bottle, but they didn't. Same thing with like if you get Bushmills Irish whiskey from Northern Ireland, they don't put age statements on the bottle, but then if you look at the website, it tells you the age of each product. I think the original Bushmills is 5 years. The Bushmills Black is 8 years, and the Red Bush is 4 years. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. Jameson, same thing. The bottle says aged at least 3 years, but then the website says it's aged at least 4 years. Well, 4 years would be at least 3 because it's a year longer than 3. Okay. But they should do a little better job instead of causing confusion like that. Taste, cheers. They told me at Jack Daniels, they don't put an age statement on the bottle because you got to pay extra taxes if it's an age statement. That sounds like craziness, but then isn't a lot of the tax law crazy? So it's probably a true story. But they're telling you on the website, but it's not an age statement on the bottle. See, Jack Daniels, you look on the website, it's going to tell you 4 years, but the bottle, no reference. So that could be a way to get around paying that age statement tax, which is like the dumbest thing in the world, right? Like, it's like, why would the government do this? Or state government or federal, who knows? I mean, they just come up with these like mad ideas. It's like even the rye whiskey regulations are like crazy. Like, you can't add flavor into straight rye, but you could add it to regular rye whiskey. You can't add flavor into bourbon, but you could add flavor into blended bourbon or a blend of straight bourbons. It's like convoluted. Like there's no point to it. If there was a rationale, you could say, yeah, okay, I see that makes sense. But it's almost like they just took a bunch of regulations and wrote them on straws. And then they threw them up in the air, and then they landed and they picked them up and said, that goes there, and just randomly applied it. All right, so this is the Alberta Premium. Got it right. All wins except for 2 losses. I did get it wrong twice now. Liam says, I still have an unopened 6-pack of Pabst in glass bottles from 1991. I'm thinking of putting it in the fridge and trying one. Not sure it will taste good. I would not recommend that. Beer does not hold that long. You'll probably get very sick if you drink it. It's probably rancid. Do what you want. I drank some German beer that was like 5 years out of date. I was sick for over 24 hours, feeling terrible. I threw up, sick to my stomach. It was like food poisoning, you know, from beer. And I was like, and I only drank like 4 ounces of it. But I'm like, nah, I know what I'm drinking. Beer is made to be drunk fresh. You say, well, I have this Imperial Stout that's 17%. Okay, that's an exception. I'm not talking about, that's not a regular beer. That's like a super deluxe premium thing. Even those, you go too long, they start tasting, they're not gonna make you sick. They just taste old, stale. Oh, my friend David, he's got this beer museum and he's saving the beers forever. He's like, let's try this beer from 2013. Okay, we tried it. I said, you ruined it. It tastes stale. It's drinkable, but I wouldn't want to drink it. He got aggravated and was saying, oh, you're just hating on it. You're hating on it. I said, no, I don't think it's good. And I don't even understand the reasoning when people say, oh, I'm going to age this stout because it tastes hot. It tastes hot. It tastes alcoholic. Well, yeah, it's 17%. What do you think it's going to taste like? It's 17% alcohol. It's way higher than beer should be. So consequently, it's going to be hot. But you went into the steam bath and now you say it's hot. Well, yeah. You know, you go to Disney World in July and then you're saying, oh, it's so hot, I can't stand it. Well, why'd you go in July? You know, Florida's super hot in the middle of July and, you know, summer. So, I mean, you could have gone at a better time. I tried Jim Beam from 1967 back in 2009. It tasted just fine. But that's Jim Beam now. I said beer. I'm not talking about liquor. Liquor's different. That might last hundreds of years, considering assuming it was kept out of the light and heat. I'm talking about beer, okay? A volatile product. Wine, I don't know anything about wine much, so I couldn't tell you about that. But like I say, people comment on the videos and they usually, not always, usually pleasant to talk to. And I don't know the people, like I don't know this person, Liam, but he's always pleasant. It's not like I'm saying, oh, I'm going to call you after I get off the air and we'll talk about it. No, it's you know, do what you want to do. But I'm telling you, I wouldn't do it. No way. They gave me a 1982 can of Dixie Light. Unopened. The guy was like, don't drink this beer. I said, don't worry. Eventually, I dumped it out. I was scared I'd go out of town and it would like explode or something. And it smelled old. It smelled terrible when not rancid, but it did not smell good. It smelled like old beer. Okay, Alberta Premium. It's got a sweetness to it, a little yeastiness to it. It has a little mintiness to it, but like I keep saying, it's a little bland. That's from Alberta. What is Alberta? Oh, Oilberta. Oh, Alberta, the Oilers, the Edmonton Oilers, the oil wells type of thing. Tastes nice, but it's a little bland. Man, that's my opinion of it. I thought the old Overholt 80 proof tasted nice, but it was a little bland. I'd give this a B. It's good. Especially I only paid $14.99 for it. It's pleasant. It's a good whiskey. Say, well, I want a good whiskey that's easygoing, mild, mellow, and it's not too harsh and has no bad bite, and it's easy to sip. Well, there you go. There's one for you. Now, if you want something with a little more oomph, a little more action, it's a little more action-packed, get the old Overholt. got a full body. It's got some flavor. It's got some action. It's not exactly bursting with excitement, but it's because the Sazerac blew it up. Yesterday I did Sazerac rye from New Orleans and Kentucky against the Old Overholt. Old Overholt didn't stand a chance. Sazerac, blew it up. Boom. I hadn't really thought that would happen before I did the challenge, but it was a blind taste test, and there was no doubt about it. Sazerac just decimated it. Didn't stand a chance. But now, against the Alberta Premium, Old Overholt's taking the lead and winning easily. So, just goes to show you how this works. Some people have an idea that I have axed the grind against certain products, and I like fabricate the videos to make the products look bad. Well, that's not true. If you believe that, it's a delusion, meaning a delusion is when you believe something that's not true. And so I don't take issue with any products. Like let's say I did Bud Light with all the controversy with that, and I said, oh, it's bland. I don't see much to it. Now, some people would say, oh, yeah, I know you're just picking on it because of the politics and all. I would say, no, I'm not. I'm just telling you what I think about it. And if you look at my videos before all that started, I said the same thing then. So like, it's all right. It's a lot better than some people claim. Some people would say Bud Light's terrible. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. It's the worst. And I was like, y'all exaggerating, It's fine. I wouldn't pay the price for it. It's overpriced, in my opinion. Why would I buy that? I could buy Busch Light, which is just as good, possibly better. So no, I don't do axe to grind videos where I'm going after a product. I just don't do it. Now, I did some on Faubourg where I was like going after them, but I was like admitting that, you know what I'm saying? That the product was fine, but I took issue with their idiocy in their internal operation. Well, I can do that too and still have an open mind about the product. I think Faubourg makes good products. I don't buy them. Would you have drunk the Shackleton whiskey when it was found decades later? Yeah, sure. Why not? Says Tom. Why not? But that's a fantasy. I'll never get the chance, No, I mean. Okay, well, Old Overholt for the win. Do I have any ryes left? Yeah. Not only but one. I think it's one, yeah. Unless I'm overlooking something. I don't think I overlooked anything, but that's a chance of that. But it's called Northern Harvest Rye from Crown Royal. You don't see it much, but it's around, and I got the deal of the century on that. I got a liter bottle. Listen to me now. A liter bottle at Discount Depot in Marrero, Louisiana for $15.99. Now, when I was checking out, I saw the display. This was like 2 years ago. The display, and it said, I don't know, something like this week only or this month only, Crown Royal. And that place is so important that Crown Royal shows up and builds a throne. Like when they do it, they have an actual throne with a velvet cushions and all at the liquor store, a fancy display. So that's a serious place. But they had this display with like I don't know, it was like they made it look like a room, like a liquor room. And it said, this month only, Crown Royal Northern Harvest Rye for $15.99. I was like, $15.99? This is like a $30 bottle, $28 bottle. I immediately bought it. And then if you went there a week later, it was all gone. It just blew out. So, man, I was looking at that bottle one day. I was doing a review or a taste challenge. I'm looking at the bottle. I was like, this bottle seems big. Like, why does this bottle look so big? And then I looked at it carefully. It was a liter. Not only did they sell Crown Royal Northern Harvest Rye, what is it, 90% rye, I believe? 90 proof? For $15.99, it was liter bottles. That was the most amazing sale. Hey, look, I like the old Overhaul, but it don't stand a chance. It does not stand a chance. No way it will win. It will not win. It is not going to beat Crown Royal Northern Harvest Rye. And then some people are gonna say, "Oh, there you go. You're taking up for Crown Royal. You want these corporate people?" No, I'm just telling you, it's not gonna stand a chance. Okay, I'm gonna do a blind taste test, so I can't cheat anyway. And I'm telling you right now, that's gonna be for Wednesday. Old Overhaul is not going to win. Crown Royal is going to win. And I'm not going to get confused, and I'm going to get it right, and it's going to be clear and evident. Okay, I'm just telling you. So that was an awesome deal, $15.99 for a liter. I still can't believe it, but they must have known what they were doing. Would you Liam says, would you consider Pabst Blue Ribbon a light beer? No, it's a premium lager. That's what we call a premium adjunct lager. It uses corn products, corn syrup. All right. Or as they call it, brewer's syrup. It's not the kind of corn syrup you can buy at the store. It's a special called brewer's syrup. Okay, but you could probably buy that at a home brew shop. I would consider Pabst Easy a light beer because Pabst Easy is a light beer. It replaced the old Pabst Light. They used to have Pabst Light, but now it's called Pabst Easy. It's a newer one, and it's 3.8%. Yeah, that's pretty light, 3.8%. Golly gee. Okay, well, thanks for watching, everybody, and see you soon, I hope. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.